Hello, everyone. So today I will walk you through the process for applying EU visiting visa. So whether you are planning to go to Germany or Paris or Switzerland, it's the same application form. You need to fill it out and submit to the relevant embassy for the visa processing. Especially, we will be focusing on the visiting visa application form. So interestingly, all of the 29 EU countries, they do have the similar application form. It's not like they do have the different one. It's a similar application form that needs to be filled and submitted to the embassy along with all the documentations. We will discuss about those documentation as well. And one more thing I would like to mention over here is that even though if you e- even though the application form is the similar one. So there are two ways for filling out that application. One of the way is to download the PDF form and you can insert the information through the editor in it and get it print out. Or you can use the embassy's online application form system to fill out the information and then generate the application form. So they will do, and for that one, even every embassy they do have their own portal. Some of the I'm not sure exactly whether all of 29 EU members they do have the this sort of options to fill out the application form online and then generate it. But I do know that even the Germany and the France, they do have such sort of system. So today I will show you how we can fill out the application form through the Germany online portal to fill out the application form. So here is the website. So you can see on the screen that, so this is a website for the Germany because how do we, this website end with the DE. So that goes with the Germany thing. So Germany website. So what we do is, so simply you can note it down and you can search on the Google. And once we will search it out, so you will see this website. So we will go to this website and definitely you got to transfer the text on this website because technically it will be in the German language. So you can say that this is the German language, but we are translating the page from Germany to the English language so that it will be easier for us, for everyone to understand it and fill out the information because not everybody knows the German language and can read out the German languages. And then once we click on the translate, so you can see that all the information which was written in the German language is now translated to the English language. So this is the Germany embassy online portal to fill out the application form. So similarly, as I talked about that even the France embassy, they do have such sort of system as well that helps the candidate to fill out the information and then generate the application form. And this application form is a similar one. All the embassies, they use a similar application form. So if specifically you are planning to apply through the Germany embassy for the EU visa, even though once you will have the visa, you can travel to any of the 29 EU member countries. So let's move forward to the steps. So for example, considering that you want to apply a Germany EU visa through the Germany embassy. So what you need to do is to maybe later on I can walk you through the process if you want to apply through the France embassy. So even though application form is the similar one, but because their way of taking out and the filling out the information little bit different. Not exactly very different, but that's very similar, similar. So here you can see that in the video. So we move forward step by step. So are you the first thing it's asking us, are you submitting the application for yourself? Yes, or I'm making the request on behalf of another person. For example, if you are doing it for yourself, so you select yes. If, for example, if you are filling out the information for your parents as well, or maybe your friends, or maybe someone else, so you can you can click on this one. No, I'm making this request on behalf of another person. So you can provide the data accordingly. So considering that, so you would be filling out the application for yourself. So yes, and then you need to write your surname over here. So I'm just filling out this and surname as per passport. That's and the first name also as per your passport, whatever is shown on your passport, you got to write it over here. And the same goes for the date of birth is the starts with the days, months, and year. So let me just roughly put it for the month, for example, 2005, let's say. And what is I think my pattern is not right because the days, the 88 is not a day. So it has to be within 31. So let's assume 12. So now there is no error at all. And then the place of birth. So you can write your place of birth as per your passport. So let's assume I'm gonna put at the place of birth, or maybe I'm not sure if I would be able to even let's put Istanbul. And then the country of birth, let's consider that Turkey. Let's consider that the country of birth is Turkey and the gender for a male or female and the status, your status, whether you're single, married, or divorced or widow or something, let's consider single and the current nationality. Good, that was the place of birth, and this information you can easily get it from your passport. So whatever whichever passport you have, you can easily get this information, the place of birth, country of birth, and then the nationality. Let's assume Turkey over here, and the nationality at birth. If different, if it's a different one, then you got to write it down. If it's the same one, so you simply leave it blank and then move to the next stage. So there is one option. Do you want to exercise your right of free movement? So that is specifically for the family member of the EU nationals or the EA or the Swiss national or a UK national who is the beneficiary. So if you are not a EU national or EA or the Swiss national or the UK one, you don't need to write yeah. You don't need to click on the yes. And then the next thing is you need to do is to holder of the in case of the minor. For example, if you are filling out, that's the authority holder of the parental authority in case of the minor or the guardian of the application. So if the person is a minor, so then you need to fill it out. If you are if you are holding the authority or parental authority, then you need to fill it out, else you can leave it, simply leave this place. And then current employment in the country of residence. For example, if you are living somewhere, or wherever you are living, if you are not living in your home country, living somewhere else, or wherever is it, so you can simply you need to provide the current employment in your country. So if you are employee, definite employer, so it gives you a lot of options over here. These other you can also, if the if even if your employment category is not rating over here, you can simply click on the other profession as well. But let's assume because most of the mainstream domains are written over here, so even an electrician, researcher, or IT specialist or something like that. So let's assume I will pick the IT specialist, and then you need to write the company name where you work, like your current employment, and then the street address, then the house number, and then other details, the house number, like the complete office details, and also the postcode and the supplier locations, whatever the location is, and also the country. If it's your hometown, so definitely you can write. your home country, or if not, and then the mobile number. That's it. And now the contact details. So it's the applicant residential address. So you can write down your contact details over here, other details, and the postcodes, locations, and the country, mobile number, email address. And now, do you reside in a country other than the one which you are currently a national? For example, if you are working in any other country other than your other than your home country, if you are working somewhere else, so you say yes. If you are not residing in any other country, you are living in your own country, country of your citizen, so you say no. So, but considering that, because most of the people would be living in their own country, working in their own country, and applying from their own country, so you got to select no. And then the document side. So document side, you need to provide the documents like the passport for the type of the travel documents, because it's about the travel documents and the passport number and the national identity number if applicable. So most of the countries, they do issue the citizen number as well, so they call it national identity number. So this information you can easily find on the passport as well. And then the passport issue date, for example, considering that 25, and the valid, let's assume 37. So I just put it as a reference, and the issue. So this information, you can find it on your passport and issued by Turkey or any other country of your home country actually. And so now this point, the biometric data, if you already applied for a Schengen visa before, doesn't has to be through German embassy or any embassy, any of the 29 EU member embassies. If you ever applied for the Schengen visa and your fingerprints were already taken by that embassy, so you say yes, and you apply it and give the reference date. If you don't remember the date exactly, for example, you applied for a EU visa through maybe the Denmark or any of the Austria or any of the EU member state, but you don't remember exactly the exact date or where when the fingerprints were taken. But you can simply put the reference date. If no, if this is the first time you are applying for the EU visa, so simply you say no. And if you were issued a Schengen visa before by any of the EU member state, and then you click yes, and then you got this is a list. For example, if you have already obtained the EU visa before, or maybe 2 years ago, maybe 5 years ago, or whenever you obtain that visa, you will find this information on the visa as well. So once you will open the visa, so you can see that the visa number. Actually, what they need to know is the visa number. So you can find it on the sticker. For example, whether it start with the FRA, whether it start with the BGR or whatever. So these are the EU members, all the EU members, the initials, for example, you can interpret them, some of them, for example, the NOR is for the Norway, PL is for maybe for Poland, and SWJ for the Sweden or something like that. So you can easily, FRA is for the France, or HUN is Hungary or something like that. So all of these, but you can easily find it on the visa. So for example, if FRA, and then you can write the visa number. So that's would be on the Schengen visa sticker. So you can put it like this one, and then now the main thing is your purpose of visit. So whether it's for the tourism, entirely for the tourism, if you want to apply for a tourism, So you select tourism, and then if you are applying for a business trip, for example, if any company they wants you to be in wants to have a meeting with you in Germany or for any other purposes or maybe for the training purposes, you can click the business trip. If you are visiting family or friends, definitely culture, sports, all of these options. So which options applies to your profile, so you can pick out accordingly. But most of the people, so I think maybe the tourism or maybe the business trip. Business trip is for the exhibition as well. For example, if you want to go to the Germany for attending an exhibitions, and you have already bought the ticket for that particular exhibition, so you definitely select the business trip. And whatever you select over here, so all these options will be remain same. You see I'm selecting this one because let's see business trip or the tourism one. So now, once you select the tourism purpose of your visit, and for further miscellaneous, please, you haven't selected the miscellaneous, so just leave this blank. Further information on the purpose of your stay, and you can write it down just a tourism. Definitely tourism is already written, so it's just like if you need to if you need to combo it with any other reason as well, for example tourism in the business trip, so you can visit family or friends or something like that, so you can simply select this one as well. So but most of the time it's only one category is good enough to move forward. And for the member state for of your first entry. So once you will be granted the visa, so which member state you will be visiting first. So considering that, because you are applying through the Germany, so you need to select the Germany. For example, if you are applying through, you can even, by the way, you according to them, you can even though if your visa is issued by the German embassy, but your first point of entry could be any of the EU member states. So there is normally many people they do that. They get the visa from the different embassy, and then their point of first entry is the different country. So it depends on your plan. So what exactly your plan is. But you can, I'm just selecting the Germany. So first member of first entry, member straight for first entry. And the main designation, for example, if you enter from the Germany, and then let's say if you can say that if you are entering France as a first entry, but your destination is Germany. So you can select the main destination Germany, and number of entries required, whether it's a single, double, multiple. So I would say that if you are applying first time, if you have never been to any of the EU state and never obtained the EU visa, Schengen visa before, so I would say that initially for the first application, you should select the single entry. And if you have already, been to the EU states and maybe a couple of times or something like that, so then you can apply for the multiple entries as well. But normally for the first time, single entry is good enough because no, they do not, if the profile is not that much good, or it depends on the visa officer whether they allow you a single entry or double entry or multiple entry. Even though you can write it double entry or the multiple entries, but it depends on your interview and your all the documentation along with this visa application form. So they can change that to even single entry or double entry. But you can write it multiple entry. So there is no harm in even mentioning multiple because you are actually applying for the multiple entry. Now it's up to the visa officer whether they grant you a visa for the multiple entry or the single entry. And now the planned arrival date of the first planned stay in the Schengen area, planned date. So it has to be a reference date. For example, you say you can select any date as a reference. For example, if you are specifically going to attend any meeting for a business purposes or something, so definitely you would have a accurate date where exactly when exactly you would be in that country. But if you do not have, if that's for the tourism or the dates are flexible, so you can write the write any reference date on it, like your planned arrival date on the first planned stay in the Schengen area, and then the departure. Departure, for example, I select the 15. Also, I make it for 2 weeks, and then we say 29. So that's pretty 2 weeks only. And then, if applicable, and uh, final final country, if applicable, entry permit for the final country of the final destination. So that's not applicable to you, if applicable only. So if you are transiting through, if you are transiting, want to transit through only the EU, so then you need to fill it out. If you are not transiting through the EU, so you can simply leave it like this one. And then the main point in the application form. Here you can see that we already filled out one, two, three, four of these details, and now we need to provide the reference and the mention, of course, and that's it. We are done with this application. So once I will generate the application, so you can see that it's the pretty much same application for all the EU members states. So you can also get the PDF copy online and get it print out and use it, insert the information even through the PDF editor as well. So inviting person, the main thing is, if for example, if somebody is inviting you, that's for the business, that's for the business's purposes. So if they are inviting you, so definitely you select inviting, and then you need to provide the information on it, information, who is inviting you and for what reason. So all the detail accordingly. You need to fill out the details accordingly. Inviting organization and company, and then the hotel, for example, it's purely based on the tourism purposes. Then definitely you need to select that hotel, because you won't have anyone to apply, anyone who is there is nobody who is inviting you, or you are not going there to attend any meetings or maybe the expo. So you need to select the hotel. And also, if you haven't booked the hotel and you are planning to use the Airbnb or maybe the private accommodation, you want to get accommodation private, or the rental of the private from the private individuals or the commercial landlord. So you can select these options as well. The EU citizen, it depends on, but most of for the tourism, most of the people they select the hotel, and then the hotel. So you name of the organization, if businesses, definitely you need to put the name of the or company name, or the hotel if the company is inviting you to come to the Germany for attending the meeting or anything, or the hotel details. So you can put the hotel details, like the hotel name, reservation number if you have booked it. If you haven't booked it, you can easily book it through online, book it online through the different Agoda, Booking.com, Expedia. So these are, you can simply reserve the hotel. Reserve the hotel. You don't have to pay the money to them. You can simply do it online, complimentary online, and get the reference number. Because definitely, if you are applying for specifically for the tourism reason, so you need to attach the hotel reservations along with the application form, along with this application form, and also the required documents with the application when submitted to the embassy. And then reservation number, registered office or location, and their hotel location, and headquartered of the like, they if they have Germany, or just selecting it Germany. So let's leave it. So Germany, and then the task area of the activity organization. So it's just like you, if hotel you don't have to, because this is for the business as well, and this is why the mention, if the company, definitely you need to select that company. If not, you can simply select the tourism as well. And then these are for the specifically for organization registry. These are for the company thing. If invited by the business, any business or something like that, so then you can select the option accordingly. But if for tourism, so just leave it blank. Location of the register. So they, for example, if the company, they want to know where the company was registered. and they also need to know the registration number. Even though if you have obtained the invitation letter from the any of the business in the Germany, so if they haven't mentioned, normally they mention the registration number on the letterhead in Germany and the location of the registered as well. So where exactly the company was registered. But if not available, you can simply put that company name on the Google and you can easily get to know their registration number and also the location where the company was registered. So you can get these information and also the point of the first name and the last name if the businesses, and then simply the address, their address and the postcode and their location and their country is Germany, and then mobile number or phone number must be written on the reservation. So once you will book it, so you can have these kind of information. So now the postal code I need to correct this one and numeric, and then the next, so everything is done with these application forms, and you can also you will have opportunity to even change all of these details. So you can easily access the same application form later on and then make the changes if you think that you made some sort of mistake. The application form, you can simply update that mistake and regenerate the application form as well. And the cost of living and expensive. So they definitely wants to know that who is paying for the visit. So exactly travel expensive and living expensive during that we even mentioned that the applicant will be staying there for 2 weeks. So definitely by the whether it will be by the applicant by themselves, so most of the cases for the tourism side this will be clicked, and or by the third party. For example, if somebody else is inviting, or if the company is affording all the expenses, the visit related expensive then. And interestingly, you can select the both of them as well. So it's even okay to select the both of them for the business person. For example, for somebody who's going there for exhibitions and also they do have the invitation from the company. So they can select the booth as well. But if for tourism, you select this one, and if for businesses you select this one, and then you can provide the information. And for that, specifically for the tourism purposes, and you when you select, and you will have the, so you can select the means of subsistence provided by the applicant, like you can select the cash and the credit card, prepaid accommodation if you have already no, if you have already paid for the accommodation, like through the booking.com or something, already paid them or made the confirmed reservation, so you can do the prepaid accommodation or prepaid transportation or something. If you already booked the rental car and paid them in advance, so you can click on the prepaid transportation, because once you will even get a rental car, you will get the confirmation as well. So you can also attach that kind of documentation along with your all the documentation and application and submit to the embassy. And also miscellaneous, but most of the means are already covered over here, and that's it. You are good to go in this application for the EU visa through the Germany embassy. And then once you click on next, download PDF form. So that's very simple. So this is how you can download application form. And here I want to show you that. So this is the same application form which is used by all of 29 EU states. So there is whether you fill it through the Germany embassy or whether you fill it through the France embassy or maybe the Denmark embassy, whether you fill out, by handwriting, or whether you fill it out online. It's the same application form. So all of these details will remain 100% same. But just an application form is 100% free. So it's anyone can do it online, offline. It depends on you. And whatever you have put it over here. So simply you generated that one. And if you want to access the same application again, So you have to save this one. You have to save this application. So if you don't want to even, you don't want to, put all the information again and again, if you, or maybe you plan to change something, then you must save this application. So now this application is saved over here. It's in different file, but just save it, and then if you can import it later on. For example, tomorrow you think that, oh, you need to change this things, or maybe the travel dates or any information, you found some mistake in it. You already saved the application form. So you can simply import it, and they will, this extension, the same where what we saved it, select this application and import data. So all the data, once you will import the data, all the data will be imported and will be shown exactly the same way. So this is, and that's it. That's it. So we already downloaded this application. So we go through this one very quickly. So, the name, whatever we put it and whatever we left behind, it's the same left behind in this application form as well. And then whatever, the dates and everything. And this is exactly what they want the applicant to fill it out. So you need to fill out as much information as possible. So all the information is over here, and that's it. You simply need to sign it. So even the QR codes, everything is generated, so everything is fine. So you need to only write the place and the date and the signature, and that's is on this application form, and that's it. So that was only the that was the that was the process of filling out the application form online through the Germany embassy. And there is the similar portal available for the France embassy as well. For example, if you want to fill out those detail, and if you are planning to go to the France as a first port of entry and want to process your visa through France embassy first, you can fill out the same sort of application. They do have these kind of option as well. So you fill out the informations and through the France embassy, and eventually you can easily generate the application form through the France embassy, but it would be similar like this one, because all of the EU state 29 country which use the similar application form. But what you need to do, what you need to note it down over here, because we filled out this application form through Germany embassy. So here you can see that the German language over here, because we filled out the application form through Germany embassy, and then there is the German language written on it and also the English language written on it. You see, this was in German. And same like with the France, if you fill it out the application form through France embassy, the French will be written and also the English will be written. So that's the only the difference. So if you are filling out through the embassy portal of the Germany or the France or any other country, but there is the application form available. You can easily search it online or through the Google. So without it will be all English language, and you can easily you fill it out online or offline. So thank you very much. So if you will have any questions, so just let me know. I will try to get you answer of those questions. And but remember that, so there are the list of documents that needs to be attached along with this application. It's just not like you just need to fill it out and get an appointment and go to the embassy. So there are the list of documents, so you can also find those list of documents. For example, I will try to show you. Oh no, this website is specifically for filling out the application form, but they are, because on their website they do have for example, you need to attach, not only you need to attach the bank statements, you need to attach the hotel booking and also the reservation, flight reservations. So these kind of the detail you need to attach along with the application form. So I can maybe later on, I will show you exactly what you need to attach along with the application form along. So I think I suggest that, so you attach as many as many as possible all the documents are along with your application form. so that your purpose of visit could be clear to them and you will be granted a visa definitely. If everything is crystal clear and your objective of going to the visiting the country is whether it's a tourism or attending exhibition or for a meeting, so everything is clear. So definitely there is a maximum chance that you will be granted the visa. So here you can see that the fillable online application forms. I think we gone through the same website, so easily, it's pretty easy. Thank you very much, and hopefully this video will be helpful for you. If you have any questions, so you can simply ask me, and maybe I will prepare another video for the France embassy process, but it's the similar one. Or maybe I will prepare one video where I will show you exactly which kind of documents you need to attach along with this visa application form. Thank you.